Merry Christmas, everyone. Father Greg Schlarb coming to you once again as we do another edition of Reclaiming Sunday Dinners, Cooking with Father Greg, our holiday edition. Last time we did trifle, which was for the kids. Today's recipe is for the adults. This is an adult eggnog. This recipe was given to me by Deacon Ron and Joyce Tenbarge. They told me this was an Air Force recipe dating back to World War II. And so we're going to make a full batch of this eggnog. You're going to notice it's quite a large amount of liquid. And so what you want to be able to do is you want to cut that down. So to begin with, we've got 3 dozen eggs that have been separated. So you have your egg yolks that we're going to beat very, very soon. And then I've divided our egg whites into half. So 18 egg whites in one bowl, 18 in the other. And the reason for that is if you are serving it in a punch bowl, you want half of the egg whites to be able to make a very light meringue at the end. But you use half of the egg whites anyway and fold that into the mixture just before you're ready to serve it, or to put it, as I'm going to do, put it in jars to distribute to our faculty and staff for Christmas in lieu of a Christmas party. And so we start with 3 dozen eggs that are separated. We have more dairy. We have 3 quarts of whole milk, and then we've got 5 quarts of heavy cream. So very important. This is not something you want to tell your doctors that you are drinking, but this is very calorie dense and quite fatty. Then we move to the alcohol. So we have 2/5 of brandy. A fifth is 750 milliliters. Then we have 1.5 fifths of bourbon, and then only 4 ounces of a dark rum. What's interesting is that's the fragrance that you will smell with the eggnog. It's only the 1/4 cup of dark rum, but you smell that the most. We also add nutmeg for spice, as well as vanilla. So 1.5 teaspoons of nutmeg, 3 tablespoons of vanilla, and then 4.5 cups of sugar. This 2-pound box is one that yields 4.5 cups. So I recommend just buying that. You'll use it all in at one batch. Again, it's up to you to cut the batches down, whether you want to make half batch or a quarter batch, depending on who's going to be around. So to begin with, the first thing we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and beat the egg yolks until they turn a lighter yellow color. Once it's made that lighter yellow color, we will then add the sugar, the nutmeg, and the vanilla to that mixture. So we're going to begin with mixing our egg yolks. So we want to go ahead. If you have a KitchenAid, that's great. This is probably the best way to be able to beat these egg yolks. If not, a regular handheld blender will work. And you can even go more old-fashioned and just go ahead and use a standard whisk. It's something your kids can go ahead and do for you and help them build their muscles as well. So we're going to allow these egg yolks to get to a lighter yellow color. And then once we do that, we'll start adding in the sugar gradually, followed by the vanilla and then the nutmeg. So as you can see, it's turning a lighter yellow color. So I'm going to turn the mix down just a bit, and we're going to go ahead and start adding our sugar. And again, just gradually pouring in. This is why a KitchenAid makes so much sense right now. If you're able to have a KitchenAid, I recommend it highly. As you can see, the sugar made that volume really increase. Now let's go ahead and add the vanilla. The wetter liquid does do that. And then finally our nutmeg. There you have the base, the egg yolk base of our eggnog. This we're going to transfer now into a large stock pot, and then we will add the alcohol to that. Now we're ready to transfer our base, our egg yolk base with the sugar, the nutmeg, and the vanilla into the large stock pot. We're going to use the large stock pot because now we're going to add the alcohol immediately. And then for the next 24 to 36 hours, you're going to gradually mix in your heavy cream and your whole milk. I start with the heavy cream, go to whole milk, heavy cream, whole milk, heavy cream, whole milk. You've got 5 quarts of heavy cream and 3 quarts of whole milk to put in. So let's go ahead and add this mixture then to our large stock pot. And unfortunately, you cannot smell this, but the aroma, just even without the alcohol, reminds you of Christmas immediately. So, nutmeg and vanilla have a great fragrance to them. Okay, so we've completed our transfer into the large bowl, the large stock pot, and now we'll start adding the alcohol. I'm going to start with the least amount, which is our rum. And so again, just by using a whisk, go ahead and add your rum mixture to it. Most people do not have dark rum at home. They just have light rum. That's fine for using as well. I believe they want a dark rum because of just some color. Next, we'll go ahead and add our bourbons. And again, as I mentioned, this is a 1.5 fifths of bourbon. So the dense base is now not becoming so dense as we add the alcohol to it. And now we have our brandy. People ask me what should we be using good alcohol in eggnog. Anytime you are mixing alcohol with something else, there's no need to buy top of the line. Buy the least expensive bourbon, the least expensive brandy as well. It's like margaritas. You do not use top of the line, top shelf tequila in a margarita. You're there to enjoy the margarita mix with the alcohol. If you want to use high quality tequila, then just have the tequila on your own. So our base is now complete. We've added the alcohol and to our egg yolk and sugar and nutmeg and vanilla. So this is what it looks like for now. This now goes into the fridge and we begin to introduce the dairy to it. So I'm actually going to put 1 of the quarts of heavy cream in here right now. And the reason you're gradually introducing it is because it will separate if you try to add it all together at once. So you add just a quart of the different, either the heavy cream or the whole milk to it. And even as you're waiting, so I wait anywhere from 3 to 4 hours in between each introduction of the heavy cream or the whole milk. I wait about 3 to 4 hours. And so in between that time, you can go ahead and just stir it once. I do keep my whisk in the fridge along with the, on a little plate so that I can stir the liquid throughout the next 24 hours. So really, we're not going to now wait for 24 hours, but I'm just going to tell you what happens next. As I mentioned, introduce every 3 to 4 hours another quart of the dairy to that. Right before you're ready to serve, or you're going to place them in mason jars, you want to once again whisk these egg yolks, not to a meringue, but more to a light, almost clear color. From that, you're going to gently fold that into the mixture Once that is folded in, you can go ahead and put them in your mason jars, or if you're able to gather and to use a punch bowl, then you will need your second part of the egg whites, and those you will beat until they become a light meringue. You will cover the top of your punch bowl with that meringue, with the eggnog underneath it, and then you can sprinkle nutmeg on top of that. It's a great presentation. It's a little messy. Make sure that you have something underneath it as people dish that out. Thank you so much for joining me for this special holiday edition of Reclaiming Sunday Dinners, Cooking with Father Greg. We have made a very nice eggnog, one that people will enjoy. I do give these away to our faculty and staff normally when we have our Christmas party, but in lieu of COVID-19, we're not able to do that, and so they will be receiving COVID Christmas care packages from me for our holiday season. Merry Christmas, God bless you. Look forward to seeing all of you in the new year, and may 2021 be much better. God bless you.